Hello Pisces, welcome to Creators on the Crest. I'm Stephanie and this is your reading for October 16th through the 31st. Today we'll be taking a look at your overall energy. We'll look at your energies, the energies connected to you, and how those mingle and dance in the middle. We'll close it off with a rune card for the Piscean collective. Do keep in mind, these are general readings. Take only what resonates and leave the rest. Be sure to check out your sun, moon, rising, or north node for additional context and texture. And then in the description box below, I have all the links for booking a personal reading or connecting with me outside of YouTube. So I'm on social media there. And also we've got Blazer over here. He just got groomed. I don't know how much he'll come into the picture, but he's on his special spot back here as my helper. On the 20th of October, 7 to 8 Central Standard Time, Central Daylight Time, I will be doing live tarot readings. So tune back into my channel at that time and get the reminder. All right, Pisces. Your overall energy is the 8 of Swords. Whew, is something on your mind, Pisces? Something weighing on your mind? Are you feeling a little caged in, a little trapped in by something? Let's take a look. On your side, you get the 6 of Cups, the Tower, and the 8 of Wands. Man, this Tower just wants to keep coming out in October. I don't know why, but it is there. You actually seem like you're in a pretty good place. I feel like maybe you feel a little isolated or a little lonely. Even if you're around people right now, you may feel a little isolated or lonely in your own thoughts or in your own space, or there's some way you want to be in more connection, but the circumstances aren't quite lining up yet. This Tower in this deck, I've used this deck, the Tarot de la Nuit, and it's an aftermath kind of tower. So there may have been something where, you know, and this came up in Scorpio's reading, where some of you might be actually dealing with the hurricane or natural disaster or something like that, kind of connected to that in some way. Certainly hope you're all very safe. It's, you know, very overwhelming, very devastating. And then you have this 8 of Wands. This is you coming on and coming out really strong after maybe being kind of isolated, and maybe you've taken some time for yourself. And then after you feel like things have calmed down, you're coming back to something. For the person connected to you, they get the 4 of Cups, the Chariot, and the 7 of Cups. Whew, this person seems to me like they are facing a lot of the eclipse energies. Still, I know we're getting ready to be, I think, let off the hook from some of that, or by the time of this reading, it will be, but this seems to be lingering for this person. They may either be looking at their shadows pretty deeply, or they need to be addressing that and putting some care and concern into that. Their emotional state seems a little tender right now, and they may have good reason for it feeling that way. We'll get clarifiers on that. In the connection, the two of you coming together, so the energy and how it connects, the 10 of Pentacles and the 2 of Swords. It's nice to see that the two of you there seems to be a grounding energy that runs through this connection. That's really nice to see with that 10 of Pentacles. It's very sophisticated. The foundation is very nice here, very strong. With the 2 of Swords, though, at times, the two of you may have your defenses up. We'll have to get some clarifiers and see what's going on here. There may just be some defenses up, or some things that the two of you don't want to look at together quite yet. Or you're unable to look at them quite yet. There could be a distance here and a coming back together, possibly. Let's look at the 6 of Cups for you here. Clarified by the Knight of Cups and the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, so that 6 of Cups where, you know, you've been a little isolated. I think you are preparing to make some moves to get back out there a little bit, to start working with people a little bit more. Some of you could have been on like a short-term disability kind of situation from work, and you're going back to work, or you know, from a natural disaster, your work or being around people, you know, all of that got disrupted, and the energies are going to start moving you back into connection there. So it looks like a return to something. Possibly even a return to love, possibly even a return to this connection here. Could be what's going on. And it could be that Eight of Swords and the overall energy just made you feel trapped, and it was by something outside your control. For the Tower, the Moon and the Seven of Wands comes up. So Pisces, I really sense your energy there in that Moon card. You might be holding within yourself a bit of... you have a blind spot here, is what it feels like to me, and you're a bit resistant to even the thought that you might have a blind spot in your energies here. This could be because you are still emotionally dealing with something, and perhaps the clarity is going to need to come later. So here you are in isolation. There may be circumstances or tendencies for you to stay kind of in the darkness. If this is some sort of return to work for some of you, you may feel like it's too soon and you're not ready to go back, and you're not ready to do all of that, even though you're trying to put your best foot forward, you know, and move through it in a heartfelt way. Something here is still bothering you. Something here is still disruptive to your energy. Even though you showed me a willingness and like you were ready to open up and go back out. I almost want to clarify the clarification, but this is a general reading, so I don't do that. The Eight of Wands is clarified by the Ten of Swords and the Hermit. So the Eight of Wands is you kind of coming back into your power, stepping up, full force, full speed ahead. You're definitely dropping the gate on something here with this Ten of Swords. You're putting an ending, maybe even to this kind of resistance that you have in the shadow, and like, it's almost like some of you may have found comfort in something chaotic. And now that you're moving out of that into the unknown, there's a little bit of resistance there, but we've got the Hermit. And the Hermit is nice. It is an internal energy. So it's interesting because your energy physically and emotionally starts moving back out, but you still have the Hermit here, which is an introspective card, and you're letting something go here with this Ten of Swords. Maybe you're testing something out. Maybe you're putting out a new project, a new procedure, a new launch of some kind if you're an entrepreneur. And, you know, there's been resistance. And this is the story of you kind of overcoming that resistance. But with that Hermit there, that's... To me, the Hermit is the master magician in the tarot. It's the wise one who knows when to go inside and deal with what's going on inside so that they can present themselves as they would like outside. All right, what is going on with this other person? Because this story is still coming to light here. The Four of Cups is clarified by the Eight of Pentacles and the Six of Cups for them, and you had the Six of Cups. This may be somebody you work with. This may be somebody you work with or a business partner. And I wonder if this person seems, okay, they're giving me the sense of they're a bit emotional, they're melodramatic, and that's funny coming from the sense that I'm doing the reading for you, a Pisces who's, you know, always teased about being the most emotional and that this and that, and this person is showing me a bit of melodrama here. This is either someone you work with or someone who's working on stabilizing that energy a bit. So at times I think they come off a bit, what's the word? Like kind of clueless, but they're really not, if that makes sense. But they come off that way. They come off a little juvenile, but they're not. I hope that makes sense for some of you. I'm just going to say it because that's the energy I'm getting. Let's look at this Chariot. The Four of Wands and the Judgment card. This could be a person who kind of doesn't read environments that well or doesn't read body language that well. They end up kind of making mistakes and ending up having to apologize to people. They kind of go forward with like a bit of a, they're a bit like a, they kind of pop off. They kind of just are a wild card at times, and they may be working on bringing stability into that, and that could be something you're teaching them, that they're seeing, because that card kind of lands on the side leaning toward you here with that Four of Wands, so it could be something you're teaching them to stabilize that a little bit more, to clean that up in their interactions, in their... It's, you know, on the one hand, it's kind of a characteristic of who they are, and they have this melodrama and kind of jokey energy. But on the other hand, sometimes maybe they just take it too far. All right, let's see what is this Seven of Cups for them. They get the Five of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. Yeah, so these character traits that this person has, somebody you work with, possibly a business partner. This could be a romantic partner who drives you nuts sometimes. Could be. They have a hard time making the right choice in certain social situations. They either check out or they act on wounding from the past. And that is what's driving some of the juvenile behavior from them. For some of you, you could actually be dealing with a young adult or an adult child. You know, I'm talking about like the ages of 18 to 25, where the brain is still forming and decision making hasn't quite fully balanced out yet. This is no offense to adults who are in that age range, but I was once there and I know how I was, okay? And I thought I knew it all. And I thought I was behaving appropriately in all situations when really I was clueless, right? So this could be just a phase of life, a growth phase, and you could be a parent dealing with that. And that's perfectly okay. And that may be a bit of where the Eight of Swords energy comes in for some of you Pisces. If you are the Pisces parent, you're like, where did I go wrong? What did I do wrong? And that could be you kind of trying to figure that out. I'm glad you have the Hermit here, because the Hermit is going to take the energy internal, and you can't really work well with the Hermit energy unless you give yourself grace. So be sure to do that, Pisces. Be sure to do that here. It could be you're concerned about the future for this person. Let's look at the Ten of Pentacles, because here's this really beautiful grounding energy connecting the two of you. Clarified by the Three of Swords and the Five of Swords. Has this been a battle? This could be, whether it's a coworker, a child, whomever you're in this relationship with, I feel like your personalities have clashed. I feel like there's been hurt feelings on both sides at times. For me, it feels like your energy is like, where did I go wrong? You know, how did I, like, you are taking accountability. You could be taking a little too much accountability for this other person. You have to let them hold some of those swords, perhaps. Because at times they wait for you to deal with it so they don't have to. So that's what lends me to saying, for some of you, this is a parent with an adult, an adult child. Because this person looks like they're out there making choices. They're out there working. If it is a business partner, they may have something really clever that goes into the plan, but working with them could be a little bit tricky. Let's look at this Two of Swords. Okay, so at times, remember I said in the connecting energies, it's a little closed off, a little confusing. We bring in the energies here. On your side, the Emperor, and there's some of that Ten of Pentacles, that stability, that foundation, and on their side, the Magician. You may, Pisces, and it's kind of funny because in this dynamic, when I look at the Piscean energy that is flowing and emotional and everything like that, it's actually you, though, who brings in the stability, and them who is kind of flittering around and floating around in the magic. And so you may have at times over accepted responsibility for this person or how they behave, or you in an attempt to like buffer their personality, it gets a little, you lose a little bit of yourself here. So that's what I think you're trying to learn in this situation. Don't get malicious intent here or anything like that. I just get that sometimes maybe this person drives you up the wall and maybe you drive them up the wall too. Or they're just someone who knows how to push your buttons and it, kind of makes you crazy. Pisces, let's get you a card from the little Runamal card deck to close off your reading today and see what rune is going to be your helper. You got Perthro, represents the unknown and the unknowable. The future may only be told as it unfolds. The secrets of life and the mysteries of the future will always be tempting to know. We strive for knowledge, and all beings have a natural curiosity. At times, this results in enlightenment through our discovery, and others to our own demise. One of the things to understand is that some things are better left unknown or left up to the universe. And this rune commands a trust in the future. Practice patience and focus on what can be known rather than losing it looking toward what you cannot see. Right? So that could easily drive somebody crazy, Pisces. And I saw that in your reading as you're dealing with this person. So part of you removing the over accountability you've taken for this person would be to surrendering that to the universe and letting the universe take care of some of the ways that these things are going to work out, especially in your relationship with this person. Pisces, thank you so much for joining. I cannot wait to see you next time.